Wow, that's a good question. Well, we know that Grant Holloway did
Yes,
that.
I was just going to say that on the men's side, yes.
And Camacho Quinn is in the relay, the hurdles, and the 200. It's a triple. Quenisha Burks is in the long jump, the 100, and she was in the relay. I don't think anyone's quadrupling on the ladies' side, but we will put our crack staff on that question, and we will get back to you. First of 2 semifinal heats in the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. And like the 1,500, we're looking for the top 5 across the finish line to automatically advance to Saturday's final, then the next 2 fastest times over the 2 semis.
This event very late to the party. The IAAF and its wisdom did not give the ladies a chance to run this event for many years. And it was late even into the Olympics. But nonetheless, it was added officially in a sense in 2005 at the World Outdoor Championships for the first championships for women at 3,000 meters, and the first time in the Olympics in 2008. And times have been tumbling down. Now under 9 minutes is the world record.
And as we're looking at the lead pack in this race, you have the only 2 returners from last year's NCAA meet. You have Brianna Elarda, the junior out of Providence, along with the junior out of New Hampshire, Eleanor Puryear. So both veterans in the steeple on the NCAA stage, looking for their first NCAA titles in the steeplechase. Ellie Puryear, though, has been a contender in so many events at the NCAA championships. She has great strength and mile speed, so that will certainly work to her advantage in the steeplechase. She comes in with a 1,500 PR of 4:18, a 4:19 mile, as you can see them going over the hurdles right there. She's settled right in on Brianna's shoulder there. So Eleanor Puryear leads the NCAA field right now. She has the season best time of 9:43.65. That was the best mark. She's also undefeated so far in the outdoor season. Brianna Elarda out of Providence, the 2-time Big East steeple champion. She also won the steeple at the Penn Relays twice.
These middle distance races have 12 in each semi, 24 athletes that are qualified through from the East and West regionals, 12 from each. The West regionals were in Austin, Texas 2 weeks ago. East regionals at Lexington, Kentucky, at the University of Kentucky, and that's how they got here. And now they're trimming them down even further. They want the 24 runner field down to 12 for Saturday's final.
These hurdles have been lowered. For the men, there's 4 in each lap and a water jump, and a total of 28 barriers that they have to clear, plus 7 water jumps. The men, it's 3 feet high for the barriers. For the ladies, it's 2.5 feet. And they also lowered the barrier for the water jump to that too. From the water jump barrier itself to the end of the water is 12 feet. And it's just about 2 feet 3 inches the depth if you go straight down.
Well, this week we'll be at Fenway Park for our Sunday night baseball game between the Tigers and Red Sox in their series finale. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN with baseball tonight. Sunday Night Countdown is also streaming live on the ESPN app. Well, they've established themselves with now 5 laps remaining in this first of 2 semifinal heats in the steeplechase. So we are going to step aside. We will be back with the conclusion of this race when we return after these messages. On today, as we get back to the track, coming up on just 2 laps remaining when they finish this straightaway. Again, we're looking for the top 5 finishers to move on automatically, and there's a little group of 4 there in the front, led by Eleanor Puryear, who is the #1 steeplechaser in the country this year amongst the collegians.
Grayson Murphy also in great position, also a junior, and she ran her PR at the NCAA West prelims. 10:04 was her PR, and they were on pace for about a 9:58 steeple, which is very easy for Eleanor Puryear right now.
As far as the class of the field goes, it is Puryear. She has a time of 9:43 for the steeplechase that she's run earlier this year, and no one is within 6 seconds of the other ladies in this heat or the next heat. to still compete.
Also, look at position 3. That's Madison Borman, the freshman from Colorado. She's the Pac-12 steeple champion, and Colorado has produced so many great steeplers. So likely someone who will not only be a factor in this championship, but many championships looking forward, as she's in a very strong position right now. Very smart running from the freshman out of Colorado.
And to support that, of course, Jenny Behringer, now Jenny Simpson, was at Colorado. Emma Coburn, the American record holder in the event, taking the record from Jenny Simpson. So they do definitely have a tradition there, the Buffs do, in the steeplechase.
Puryear is quite a story. From the little town of Montgomery, Vermont, way up by the Canadian border. Grew up on a farm, cows and dairy and so forth for the family. Got up at 5 a.m. every day, did her work. Her coach said, "This is your event." She took to it. And summers, when she goes home, she still helps out on the farm and would get up and train. And she didn't have barriers to train, so she erected hay bales. And during the summer, worked in her training over the hay bales.
So we're in the final lap, and unless things change dramatically, the top 5 are pretty well defined, especially the group of 3 up in front, led by the collegiate leader, Eleanor Puryear.
And Dwight, you've been talking about the conditions out here being a little bit cool and all of that, but keep in mind that Eleanor Puryear, she was 7th at the NCAA Cross Country Championship, so she's about as tough as they come when you get those cross country athletes out here on the track. They can pretty much sustain the elements when necessary.
So it is Puryear continuing to control things from the front. Grayson Murphy of Utah right there, along with Madison Borman of Colorado. Then a little off the pace, Brianna Ilarda of Providence. And then Ellie Abramson of Wake Forest. And she does not appear to be headed right now. Everyone through the water jump. Just one barrier remaining as it's Borman now takes over the lead. But again, it's just the top 5 that'll automatically qualify through to Saturday's final. So Borman is going to win the heat, followed by Puryear, Grayson Murphy, then Brianna Ilarda and Ellie Abramson. Those are the top 5 over the last 4 laps.
And that is a huge PR for Madison Borman. Her best coming in was 10:06, so she cut a huge chunk of time off her previous best in the steeplechase.
15-second improvement.
And looked great doing it, too. She had some speed left down this home stretch. She could have gone harder.
So that'll send a message to the rest of the field for Saturday's final.
She wanted to leave nothing to chance coming off of that last barrier.
So there are the official results. Ellie Abramson just missing, going under 10 minutes. Madison Borman winning at the freshman with a huge personal best. And we'll